嗨，各位，这里是珊珊，我想分享一篇我看到的文章。这篇文章的作者是叫付，他是一个加密货币的交易员。我觉得他的一些思考是特别有意思的。他是解释了为什么他非常看好狗狗币。那付他自己也做了一期视频阅读这篇文章，然后我简单的翻译了一下这个视频。那在我播放这个视频之前，需要注意，这个文章发表的日期是21年5月12号，也就是狗狗币上轮牛市几乎顶峰的这个位置。然后他制作这个视频是在这个文章发表又过了1年多以后。
This is generally why I think Doge could go over $1, could go really high in the future. I don't know, I'm not here to give price targets, but something like $3 wouldn't surprise me. I know all you market cap memers will say, that's literally physically impossible, but nothing's impossible in a bull run, okay? Doge has its own cycle, and the only thing that matters in the very pico short term is if there's more buyers than sellers, all right? It can go pretty damn high, higher than your worst nightmares. Doge can go higher than your worst nightmares, and that's what makes it so appealing. I definitely plan to not miss out on Doge as much this time, because I missed out on most of the pump cycle last time. I did net like a 10x on it or something, but that's not, for me, that's fucking nothing, man. I need that spice, do you know what I mean? I only get a bull run once every 5 years. I want to make sure I 100x that shit. I think a lot of times people sleep on Doge because it doesn't have any relevant stuff in terms of its tech. Its tech is not useless, but it's certainly not something to brag about, and yet it's gone so high. Why is that? Let me tell you something real interesting about Doge before we start, okay? So the thing about Bitcoin is it went about 3.5x off its previous all-time high, right? It went from about 20K to about 70K. Last bull run high to the one we just had's bull run high. The last two highs of the last two cycles, about a 3.5x. Doge did a 70x, man. Okay? Look at that pulper. That Kjork porpor. Bork. Yeah, he's about to bork up some profits. Schrodinger's meme. Why dank anti-fundamentals are eating TradFi's lunch. Some people think explaining a good meme ruins or diffuses it, but Fu disagrees. The strongest memes are actually enhanced through explaining them. Doge is the anti-fundamentals coin. It intentionally offers nothing interesting in terms of the tech, quote unquote. In some ways, it is a direct snub to people who want their coin to be the future of France, or to have some sort of sane, fundamental, logical value underpinning it. Over time, this anti-fundamentals theme, in many ways, becomes a fundamental value proposition all its own. This phenomenon was always a niche inside joke amongst chortling nerds, but it has grown to be something so much more powerful. The advent of TikTok has buttressed the destiny of anti-fundamentals coins as well. It has taken virality of social media up a level. Memes now have a large mound of dry TikTok powder upon which to explode brilliantly and without warning. For all intents and purposes, Doge was the first mover meme coin. It has everything a good meme has. A cute fuzzy pupper with shining, clever eyes and adorable Mona Lisa-esque expression sitting anywhere between oblivious and omniscient. In order to understand why anti-fundamentals, intentional retardation, has become so powerful and in retrospect was inevitable, we must first analyze some sociological context in which the flame of joyfully intentional retardation was ignited and currently roars. Technology has advanced at an increasingly rapid rate, and with it, within a capitalist society, it behooves those advancing technology to focus on how they can increase comfort and decrease discomfort for individual purchasers. Hence, lives over the past century have become terrifically easy. There really aren't any external problems for people, at least the way there used to be. Is poverty widespread still? Yes, of course it is. But even those living below the poverty line live in many ways like kings and queens compared to the rich in 1900. There's a massive middle class in many countries, and the middle class, in many ways, lives very well and experiences little in the ways of external hardships. And yet, we have seen a massive uptick in depression, anxiety, mental disorders, and so forth. Why do you think this is? Could it be, perhaps, because humans, by nature, as Taleb contends, are anti-fragile? Well, surely it could be. Humans yearn for struggle because humans grow by struggle. And if you don't have immediate external struggle, you either create it by problematizing every little conceivable slight, or you will internalize it and experience an increase in mental unwellness. This is why having missions and finding constructive ways to struggle is so important and vital to the human condition. Our increasing reliance on tech, however, has created mental addiction feedback loops, a veritable religion of dopamine. In fact, Fu contends that the existential angst assuaged by actual religion in the past is now assuaged by iPhones. And this creates an entitled sense of arrogant disdain for the profound amongst young people, whose new religion is their phone, since their brains are now numbed by these phones and no longer sit idle enough to ponder the big questions, while simultaneously creating a deep hunger for the profound within the purview of their iPhone content consumption. This is why authenticity and trust have become so prized in the digital age, especially among young Zoomers. You have that natural jadedness of youth compounded by a synthetic disdain for purity and profundity, as well as the empty void incepted by that very disdain. This bitterness is then weaponized and subconsciously turned outward against those who created the tools of their psychological enslavement. Boomers. The very boomers who run everything. The boomers who pay the Zoomers' bills while the Zoomers live in the boomers' basements until they're 35, trading magic internet beans like GameStop and Dogecoin. Is there any institution more built on the cognitive dissonance uncanny valley between something that doesn't make fuck all of sense in praxis and something that is taught dogmatically as making perfect sense? The efficient market hypothesis is one of the most retarded concepts in the fucking multiverse, but it is taught as gospel and used as a cornerstone of TradFi. DCFs are run by mercenary iBanking analysts and equity research analysts in order to quote-unquote value companies based on discounted free cash flow to equity using discretionary growth rates. Discretionary. You can plug whatever you want into that shit. It will spit out whatever sounds good to the silverback gorillas peddling your dog shit company to the buy-side chads who know that it's dog shit. Zoomers may not understand the ins and outs of why TradFi is so utterly retarded, but they smell that something is up. They understand the gilded shackles of their iPhone cages and their tech-induced psychology comas, and on a deep lizard brain level, they want out. So, much wow. Many invest. There is a large subterranean lizard brain hate for TradFi and for boomers. The older generation as a son rebels from his father. There is a hatred for those who not only revere a traditional finance system that doesn't make any goddamn sense, but which claims itself to be sensible, rational, and logical. The boomer values. It is this absolute disconnect between the boomer values of rationality and the boomer reality of investing in the massive castle in the air that is actual stocks. That is the groundwork for why anti-fundamentals have caught such fire. Because really, Dogecoin is at least honest about why it's a hustle. Do you remember GameStop? It was pumped by turbo-autists in order to shove the middle finger at TradFi and expose the pathetic lie of modern economics that say markets are efficient and things make sense in finance. Eat your fucking heart out, dude. Eat shit, Chicago. Eat shit, Booth School of fucking boomers. That was not in the article. That was just my little improvisation there. Eat fucking shit. It may not be a hatred of rationality itself, but it is certainly a hatred for a sector that has blown smoke up people's asses about things being rational in order to cover up for their own mediocrity for generations. The efficient market hypothesis is literally just a cover-up for mediocre fund managers that are too stupid or lazy to outperform beta, or fucked up too many times and want do-overs, and still a pass to still manage dumbass wealthy old people's money. It's just the way it is. Compound that with the power of crypto, which is trying to overhaul the current shitty system, and you get the absolute firepower of dank anti-fundamentals memes. Zoomers all-in memes do in large part to spite traditional finance, boomers, and even within the realm of crypto itself, those to jerk off to the fundamentals of what in all likelihood is all they're just their own shitcoin anyway. Anti-fundamentals memes are dankest when you get it and you realize you can't stop it. Eventually the music will stop. Many meme coins will go mostly bust. Maybe the next cycle, maybe forever. It depends on how long TikTok investing works out, how many stimmies are pumped into idle hands, and so on. Authors note this was, again, a year ago, back when stimmies were being pumped into idle hands. I guess it was over a year ago, man. Time flies when you're old. Anyway, for now, though, one thing is clear. There's a ton of hatred for self-deception in this world, and a ton of Schadenfreude. As Dogecoin continues to absolutely demolish boomer mutual funds, the S&P, and even big boy fundamentally driven coins like Bitcoin and ETH. Dogecoin is a big fuck you to those whose sanity relies on the world making sense and on the current finance dogma. And even though Fu doesn't own any since Fu sold all Fu's Dogecoin to Mia Khalifa at 7 cents, well, Fu's here for it. Wow. That's the end of the article. Again, I think that Doge is kind of a little bit off of the traditional Bitcoin cycle / maybe DeFi cycle. It does its own thing. I really don't know when to buy it, but I want to have some at this point. I would love to have. That's my rationale for why Doge can be so popular. I mean, you just combine the premier Bitcoin of memes, if you will, with like TikTok. It's just so powerful. It has such tremendous potential to explode on global like social media apps, and it captures that sort of salty cynicism of the youth so perfectly. It's like, fuck you, old boomer. My Doge went 100x. Imagine not having some, you know. Just flex on the boomers. It is literally just a flex on the boomers, in my opinion. There's really not much else to it. Let me tell you how it kind of catches each IQ bracket, okay? Like 69 IQ is like, cute dog, me buy. Like no problem. You know, 100 IQ is like 100 IQs don't really matter. They're just swung every which way like a leaf in the wind. You know what I mean? They'll just buy it if it's popular. They'll be like, I need to buy some of this too. I need to do latest thing too. I need to believe in latest beliefs too. I certainly wouldn't have been a Nazi if I'd been born in 1930s in Germany. Ooh. All right, I shouldn't have brought that up, but you know what I mean, man. It's the same people that are like all the Antifas, 99% of the Antifa people now would have just been the fucking loudest Nazis, dude. Anyway, whatever. And then you have your 120, 130 IQ people that are like, yeah, you know, I can see how a meme would capture all the normies. And then you have like the giga brain genius. I don't value IQ that much. I value wisdom more, but maybe I should make a WQ version.
那这就是他的这篇文章，我觉得很精彩。虽然我是不同意他所说的这个狗狗币是没有基本面的，但是这完全不影响他这篇文章中的论点。这个文章里有一个很精彩的一句话，就是 Dogecoin is a big FU to those whose sanity relies on the word making sense. 狗头货币是一个巨大的 FU， 就是一个巨大的中指，然后竖向了那些依赖于这个世界合理，他们可以理解，来保持他的理智的人。就说我们的世界变化很快，现在10几、20几岁的这些人，所谓的 Z 世代，作为互联网的原住民长大，我们很幸运又很不幸，从小就经历着这个信息过载。幸运的就是我们看到的东西比上一代人多得多，不幸的就是我们的专注力周期被这些社交媒体、电子游戏类似的东西摧毁了，就是我们的大脑已经在一种和上一代人不一样的化学状态。这时候 Z 世代就会觉得我们是站在最前线的，是不玩老一套的。那这里就存在一个根本性的对立。那狗狗币在这个时候就作为一个强度很高的 meme， 在这个世代转换的这个时刻，在这个就是科技指数级发展导致的越来越诡异的，已经没有人看得懂的这个世界里，就成了这个新世代表达不屑、表达嘲讽、表达虚无的这样的一个载体。那这里面就蕴含了巨大的能量，这个能量可能是被很多上一代的人忽视了，而在这个新一代的人中是非常普遍，并且可能会越来越普遍的一个能量。那根据Fu的这些观点，他很显然是特别看好狗狗币的。 那我比他更看好，因为他的这些论点我都是完全同意的。但是在这些论点之前，狗狗币在我看来是有一个非常强的基本面的，它是可以作为一种更优质的流通货币被全地球的人类使用的，这个里面是有非常大的价值的。并且狗狗币也正巧是做这件事最合适的。这也是我在我频道的其他视频里具体解释的内容。那最后还有一个事情就是，现在 Twitter 已经变成了 X， 所以如果你现在在看我的这个 YouTube 视频，然后你还没有在 X 上关注我的话，你可以来这边关注我，因为随着这个 X 的完善，我的很多内容都会直接发布在这边，很多关于这个狗币的比较及时的然后零散的内容，还有一些直播聊天，比如说前几天就有一期直播，我是谈了我对 X 平台和狗狗币之间的关系的一个看法。对，所以那就是这样，来 X 上关注我，然后我们在 X 上见。